They say if you whisper her name 3 times into a mirror, she appears. But what stares back isn't you. The glass trembles. A crack runs like lightning. And in that instant, you're no longer alone. Children dare each other at sleepovers. Teenagers test their courage in dark bathrooms. Some laugh it off. Others swear they saw a pale face staring through the glass. But this ritual didn't appear out of nowhere. It's born from blood, from fire, from a queen whose name was drowned in screams. Tonight, we'll walk through the shadowed corridors of history. We'll follow the trail of executions, miscarriages, and whispered legends until we stand face to face with the truth behind Bloody Mary. So tell me, would you dare to try it? Close the door. Turn off the light. Hold a single candle in front of the mirror. Your own reflection flickers, its edges bending with the flame. You whisper her name once, twice. The third time, the sound feels wrong, like it doesn't belong to you anymore. The air grows thick. The candle shivers though your hand is steady. Behind you, faint footsteps. Slow, uneven, too deliberate to be your imagination. You lean closer, and your breath fogs the glass. But when it clears, something else is breathing back. They say the face changes. Eyes hollow, mouth twisted. Sometimes she screams. Sometimes she waits in silence. And if you don't look away, she reaches. This isn't just a child's dare. The legend comes from real blood, real death, and a real queen. Her name was Mary Tudor, born in 1516, crowned Queen of England in 1553. Her reign lasted only 5 years, yet her shadow stretched centuries. She wanted one thing, to drag England back under the weight of the Catholic faith. And for that cause, she ordered fire, 280 men and women tied to wooden stakes, flames climbing higher, skin split open, screams that didn't stop until the smoke carried them away. The people gave her a name that still makes throats tighten when it's spoken, Bloody Mary. But cruelty wasn't her only legacy. Her body betrayed her. Pregnancies that swelled her stomach, yet birthed nothing but emptiness. Miscarriages that hollowed her eyes. Whispers in her court that she was cursed. Some said she carried demons instead of children. A queen drowned in blood, chained to grief, hated by her people. And when she died in 1558, many believed her soul didn't pass on. They swore her reflection lingered, waiting, watching. Some believed her spirit could never rest, and that's when the mirrors began to matter. History twisted into whispers, whispers into warnings, and warnings into something darker. By the 17th century, the story of Mary Tudor was no longer just politics. Around fires, in taverns, in hushed kitchens, her name became a curse, a ritual. Young women in England and America were told to stand before a mirror, candle in hand, not to summon death, but to see life. They hoped a shadow of their future husband would appear, a glimpse of the man they would marry. But the mirror has always been a dangerous thing, a thin sheet of glass, yet believed to hold a doorway, a threshold where the living and the dead lean close. And sometimes, what stared back wasn't a lover. The flame would bend, the glass would ripple, and instead of a smiling face, there were hollow eyes, a jaw unhinged, a face drained of all life. They said it wasn't your future standing there. It was death itself, watching you. And still, the ritual spread, from parlor games to whispered dares, from visions of husbands to visions of horror. Bloody Mary is not alone. In Japan, they whisper of Kukase Kana, the slit-mouthed woman. She approaches on quiet streets, face hidden by a mask. She asks a question, "Am I beautiful?" If you answer wrong, her mask slips, her mouth split from ear to ear. The last thing you see is the blade she carries. In parts of Latin America, children are warned not to stare too long into mirrors after dark. They believe spirits hide behind the glass, waiting for the weak, ready to slip into their place. Some families still cover mirrors when someone dies, fearing the soul might be trapped inside. Different countries, different names, but the fear is the same. That what watches you in the mirror isn't you. Cracks spreading like veins across a reflection. faces bending, melting, staring back with unfamiliar eyes. The stories repeat themselves in every culture. The reflection is never to be trusted. And as the legend grew, children carried it into schools, bathrooms, and basements, laughing, chanting, testing their courage. But the Bloody Mary game wasn't always harmless. Some kids didn't come back the same. By the 20th century, the legend left history books and settled into school bathrooms and slumber parties. Children dared each other to try it. Lights off, candle lit, name whispered 3 times. Some only laughed, but not all. Police records tell of games that ended in panic. Mirrors shattered, hands torn open from broken glass. Teachers finding students fainted on bathroom floors, faces drained white as chalk. In the 1970s, one group of girls in Chicago tried it together. They held a single candle. The first 2 chants passed with nervous giggles. The third didn't. One of them screamed. The others swore they saw a pale figure in the glass, arms reaching forward. The girl who screamed refused to look in mirrors for months. She said the woman's hand touched hers through the glass. Cold, solid, real. Psychologists call it suggestion. The mind sees what it's told to fear. But the stories keep coming. Reports of children clawing at doors to escape. Voices heard in bathrooms where no one stood. So was it imagination, or did something darker really answer? Science offers an explanation. Stare long enough into a mirror, and your brain begins to fail you. It's called the Troxler effect. Your eyes fix on one point, and everything around it begins to fade. Shapes blur, faces distort. Soon, even your own reflection feels wrong, like it belongs to someone else. Pair that with a ritual, the candlelight, the whispers, the story told before the dare. Your mind fills in the horror it's been primed to expect. A shadow becomes a woman, a flicker becomes a hand. Suggestion does the rest, but not everyone agrees. Paranormal believers argue the mirror is more than glass. They say it's a threshold, a gateway, a thin skin between this world and the next. And when you chant her name, you're not hallucinating, you're calling. To them, Bloody Mary isn't a trick of the mind. She's an echo, a spirit drawn to her story, a queen who never found peace, reaching back through reflections to remind the living of her pain. Rational or supernatural, both explanations circle the same truth. Stare long enough into the mirror, and something always stares back. But remember, every legend starts with truth, and sometimes truth is far more terrifying than any child's game. The blood was real, the fire was real, the cries of those who burned still echo in the name history gave her, Bloody Mary. And now the story survives, not in books, not in palaces, but in the glass staring back at you tonight. Mary. So, will you dare to stand before your mirror and whisper her name? Would you ever try the Bloody Mary ritual? Comment your scariest mirror experience below. And don't forget, subscribe, because the next story might be the one you hear whispering back.